Hi, I'm Kira, and this is a speech about the fundamentals of gerrymandering. By the end of this speech, you will have answers to the following questions. What is gerrymandering? Why is it a concern to the public? How does it work? And what is being done about it currently? The word gerrymandering comes from two places. One, the gerry comes from Governor and later Vice President Elbridge Gerry, and salamander from the redrawing of the election district of South Essex, Massachusetts, as according to Elmer Griffith in The Rise and Development of the Gerrymander. This illustration shows gerrymandering, and it's in the Library of Congress by Elkin Tisdale. Every 10 years, there is a U.S. Census, and among other purposes, this data is used for the purpose of determining if any changes need to be made to voting districts. For example, according to the Public Records Bureau, population estimates for 2018 states that 6 states would stand to gain a seat in the House of Representatives, while 7 states stand to lose a seat. The redrawing of the borders for voting districts is called redistricting. Gerrymandering is when redistricting is done in a corrupt fashion to influence political parties or for political gain. Gerrymandering, or corrupt redistricting, is currently of great concern to the American public, despite attempts at reform. It is especially of concern because it's so soon after the 2020 census, and the effects can last up to the next 10 years until the next census. Now that you know what gerrymandering is and why it's a concern for the American public, you may be wondering how it works. An interview on cspan.org on August 13, 2001, Republican strategist Thomas Hoffer, who was known for gerrymandering in favor of the Republican Party, explains that gerrymandering is like an election in reverse. Usually voters choose the politicians, but in gerrymandering, politicians choose the voters. The learning game site redistricting.org demonstrates the principles and mechanics of gerrymandering in a way that is easily understood by everyday American citizens. It was created in 2017, and it explains the two main strategies of gerrymandering, which are 1. Cracking, which dilutes the power of the opposing party by splitting them over multiple districts. Second is called packing, concentrates opposing party supporters into a single reduced district to inhibit that power. Here is what the game looks like. Now that you know what it is, why it's important, and how it works, let me explain what is currently being done about it. One way to fight against gerrymandering that people use is putting voting power, putting the power to voters on the redrawing of districts that affect them. For example, an article in the Detroit Free Press by Clara Hendrickson talks about a listening tour comprised of 2 hearings to find out what the needs of the citizens of Detroit wanted for their district lines. Many citizens expressed concern that the 2 existing districts of Detroit into one district would take away power from the city as a voting bloc and reduce public funding to the districts. Another tool that can be used to help citizens have more power over their districting lines is providing consolidated information and resources regarding current redistricting court cases and bills in their state. For example, North Carolina has a centralized source called democracync.org. It organizes all legal cases and congressional committee bills related to redistricting in an easy-to-use and accessible format. So what is being done about gerrymandering? Citizens are working together in a variety of ways to make their voices heard about the redistricting that affects them, and attempts are being made to take power away from the corruption and to the voters. Now you know the fundamentals of gerrymandering, what it is, why it's a concern to the public, how it works, and what's currently being done about it. Thank you.